following is a slightly historical series on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of China's history. Because this is based off of a video game, and myself playing it, there will be a lot of incorrect information that we will correct using the help of Wikipedia. For those of you who want to learn more about Dynasty Warriors, or the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, I suggest reading the book. Please enjoy the following presentation. Today we will be covering the history and the exploits of Xiahou Yuan, cousin to Xiahou Dun, younger cousin. An officer under Cao Cao, he is an expert with his bow, famous for his lightning-quick raids. This is one man you would rather have on your side. Xiahou Yuan was from Cao County, Pei State. He was a younger cousin of Xiahou Dun and descendant of Xiahou Ying, who served under the Han Dynasty's founding emperor Liu Bang, Emperor Gao. He once helped Cao Cao shoulder the blame when Cao committed a serious offense. Cao Cao would later save him as well. When a famine broke out in Yan and Yu provinces, Xiahou Yuan and his family were adversely affected. He decided to sacrifice his youngest son in favor of his deceased younger brother's orphaned daughter. In 190, when Cao Cao was raising an army to join the campaign against Dongzhuo, Xiahou Yuan joined Cao and served as Major of Separate Command and Cavalry Commandant under Cao. He was subsequently appointed Administrator of Chenliu around present-day Kaifeng, in present-day Central Henan Commanderies. So, that's probably where our career, or rather the story, is going to begin. What's up, Jarbal?
I am the mighty Xiahou Yuan. I'll destroy anything or anybody that gets in our Lord's way on his quest to bring an end to the chaos. Or something like that. Word of our Lord spread after defeating the Yellow Turbans in Dongzhuo. This time, he is allying himself with Liu Bei in order to defeat Lu Bu. He's going to become even more famous. Now,
I don't know why we wouldn't start with the campaign against Dongzhuo, but whatever.
Lu Bu is a dangerous man who betrayed his own lord and is a general nuisance to the rest of the land. We can't let one such as this just run free.
Xiahou Yuan, you are one of my most prized warriors. If it were not for you, I would never have made it this far. I'm expecting great things from you. In order to force our way into the castle at Xiapi, we must break through either the west or south gates. However, we cannot forget about the bases surrounding the castle. I now have Guo Jia leading the way and preparing a strategy for us. Everybody, I want you to follow Guo Jia's orders on the battlefield and carry out your missions. Now let's go.
Now, I don't remember the timeline off the top of my head either, but, Xiahou Yuan also served in the Battle of Guan Yu, which I don't remember if that's before or after this battle. I'm pretty sure it's after. But, we'll see. Alright, Xiahou Dun, come lose your eyeball. Now, although it wasn't written down, like for a lot of guys, I've said, it's not unlikely that they were indeed involved in this battle, but it's not written down on the Wikipedia page, so I'm going to assume that them being here is they either had a very, very minor role, compared to some of the other guys, like Xiahou Dun, who in this battle loses his eye and has that story about him. But it could just be, very minor role, or they weren't here in the first place, and instead of giving them a battle that they were actually at, the video game was just like, yeah, put them here. Which is a little confusing as to why they would do that, considering, like, in the last 20 years, I don't know if there has been new information about events that occurred 2,000 years ago, so I doubt that all of a sudden, someone learned, like, oh, turns out they weren't actually at this battle, like...
I never lose, and
you won't make any difference. That's enough. I'm too good for this fight.
He's fleeing? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Lu Bu is fleeing? Yeah, he's just trying to run away. Look at him go. Should have probably grabbed a horse.
Did you think you could break through our forces?
This is an outrage. They can't treat us like this.
All right, quit messing around.
All right, I guess. Yeah, no, that is what happened. Lu Bu gets captured by his own soldiers.
Let me go, you whelps. You can't kill me. You're nothing.
Lu Bu, you are bringing shame to your honor. Even defeated generals have pride. You must be strong to the very end. Rest in peace, Lu Bu. It appears that my leadership and military might have surpassed even yours. Even so, it was a most difficult battle. With the death of Lu Bu, will the land finally know peace? No. The tides of time can be stopped by no man. No, there will surely be many more battles to come.
Yeah, I'm still a little confused as to why, you know, we have it written down. Xiahou Yuan began his campaign in the battle against Dong Zhuo. So it could have been Hulao Gate, could have been Si Shui Gate, but instead we kind of skipped to Xiapi, which doesn't really make sense. Ooh. Good weapon to find early in the campaign.
The defeat of Lu Bu improved our lord's reputation throughout the Central Plains. Of course this was going to happen. Were you expecting something else?
I kind of hate how he's talking like an anime character.
But that annoying Yuan Shao still remains in control of Huabei. Although he and Cao Cao were childhood friends, he apparently is jealous of our lord's success and sent his armies to attack us. My lord, is it really okay for us to fight him? I feel bad fighting this guy simply because compared to you, he's so weak.
Xiahou Yuan? Yuan Shao may seem foolish now, but he wasn't always like this. His arrogance has clouded his thinking and made him this way. That is why we must eliminate him. We shall advance our army to Guan Yu to force a showdown with Yuan Shao. Even though the enemy army is large, Yuan Shao is an inept commander. They will be no match for us.
Alright, so yes, Xiahou Yuan was at the Battle of Guan Yu. Xiahou Yuan was appointed acting colonel who inspects the army. And after Cao Cao wins in this battle, Xiahou Yuan was put in charge of overseeing the transport of provisions from Yan, Yu, and Zhu provinces to Cao Cao's armies at the front line in northern China. So, really no other information about Xiahou Yuan at this battle other than the fact that he was there.
I want you and Xiahou Dun to protect Yanjin, destroy all of Yuan Shao's men, and lead us to ultimate victory.
Which I'd rather at least have a little tidbit like, yeah, he was at this battle, than, you know, nothing at all. Can't wait for Zhang He. He's cool. Zhang He. He's a little effeminate. And he has, like, Wolverine gloves. Oh, cool. Cutscene.
You're not too bad. You do look a bit strange, though. Care to join us? Our master just loves the strong and weird types.
I shall not expire here, but rather bloom again in pride. Well, it's only natural, isn't it? Those of true beauty are destined to be loved.
My lord, forgive me. This one might be a little too strange.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful battle.
Yeah, and when you unlock his later outfits, his fourth and final outfit, which you get when you max out their level, has butterfly wings on it.
Crush them!
He's like a fun character to play as too because his weapon is so cool.
Yuan Shao is dead. He was concerned only with pride and ignored the opinions of his advisors. Whereas we believed in ability, valued good counsel. Despite there are still bigger threats to our power out
Accidentally
there
hit the
than
X
Yuan
button.
Shao. We must prepare for the inevitable battles ahead and deal with them when they come.
Well, there's no way our lord will ever lose to this guy. Oh, how the ability of a ruler makes all the difference. Our lord soon took over Jing, which is known for its granaries. He then decided to get rid of the meddling Liu Bei and Sun Quan, and we marched toward Chibi along the Changjiang. Changjiang. That means we'll be using ships. I guess it won't really matter where we fight. Me and my bow will take out anybody that gets in my way. Let's get going.
Alright, so we are obviously skipping to Battle of Red Cliff, but before that, Xiahou Yuan was involved in putting down a couple of rebellions. In 206, Chang Ji started a rebellion, so Cao Cao sent Yu Jin to lead an army to suppress the revolt. Yu Jin was unsuccessful, so Cao Cao ordered Xiahou Yuan to join Yu Jin in a second expedition against Chang Ji. They defeated the rebels this time and captured over 10 garrisons, while Chang Ji surrendered to Yu Jin. Then in 207, there were more Yellow Turban rebels in Jian, led by Zhu He and Sima Zhu. They attacked cities and killed officials. Xiahou Yuan led military forces from Taishan to attack the rebels. He defeated them, killed Zhu He, and pacified various counties in the region. In 209, after Cao Cao returned from his defeat at the Battle of Red Cliffs, so Xiahou Yuan very likely to not be at the Battle of Red Cliff because he was busy putting down rebellions elsewhere, that is when Xiahou Yuan led an assault on Lei Zhu, who had started a revolt in Lujiang Commandery. After defeating Lei Zhu, Xiahou Yuan was appointed acting protector general who attacks the west, and ordered to lead troops together with Zhu Huang to attack rebels in Taiyuan Commandery. They conquered over 20 enemy camps, killed the rebel chief, and massacred the population in the rebel base. So, Xiahou Yuan wasn't at the Battle of Chibi, but he was doing some battles while Chibi happened, so it is kind of appropriate to put him at the Battle of Chibi to kind of represent, like, he was still doing stuff at this time. Of course, you know, a video game is not going to go that deep into it, just like, yeah, he was at this battle, yeah, he was at this battle. But, at the very least, during this time, Xiahou Yuan was very busy. He just wasn't at the Battle of Chibi, but to translate it to the game,
Yuan,
they're putting him at the
your
Battle of
performance
Chibi.
at Guan Yu was magnificent. Now there is no one, from the Central Plains to Huabei, who can defy us. I am sending my forces to Chibi to engage and defeat Liu Bei and Sun Quan. Unlike the previous battle, it will be our fleet that emerges victorious. Yuan Shao was a fool who believed superior numbers created a superior army. I will not be as foolish as him. Xiahou Yuan, go out there and show me your valor.
So this is the first time we're actually doing this battle from Wei's perspective, so I do wonder how it'll play out.
All right then, the ships have all been chained together. Good work, everyone. That went quite well, if I do say so myself. But this battle is far from over. Now, the difficult part begins.
Approach this calmly. Time to retreat.
Enemy officer defeated!
They were merely an alliance of two weaker powers. Thus, they stood no chance before the might of our forces. It must be devastating for them to have lost a naval battle, something they take so much pride in. However, Liu Bei and Sun Quan are not finished yet. They will surely conspire to try and attack us again. We must be prepared for anything.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, he wasn't here at the Battle of Chibi.
We won the battle at Chibi, but we couldn't finish off Liu Bei or Sun Quan. I'm sorry, my lord. If only I'd tried harder. Well, I'm not going to get anywhere if I don't stay positive. I just have to focus on bringing victory to my lord. The next battle will be at Guanzhong to crush that annoying Ma Chao and Pang De. All right, let's get down to business.
To defeat.
Xiahou Yuan, forget about Liu Bei for now. We'll be busy at Jing fighting with Wu and will not be able to move. In the meantime, we will go and attack Guanzhong. The regional lords of Guanzhong have all banded together and assembled at Tong Gate. I shall move north and cross the river in order to attack the enemy from behind. Xiahou Yuan, I want you to position yourself in front of Tong Gate and lure the enemy's attention and troops towards you. Make the enemy tremble in fear of your might.
So he is indeed very involved at the Battle of Tong Pass, the Siege of Jichong, and the Battle of Luchong. All kind of, I think they're wrapped up into this one battle here, but there's multiple paragraphs about Xiahou Yuan at this battle specifically. Cao Cao would emerge victorious, which we already know, but he and Zhu Ling would later lead a separate force to pacify the D tribes afterwards. Following that, he rendezvoused with Cao Cao's main force in the Anding Commandery, covering parts of present-day Ningzhang, Gansu, where they forced Yang Chu, an ally of Han Sui and Ma Chao, to surrender. As we kind of know already, they really condense a lot of events in a siege down to just this one battle, so we might see some of these names pop up in this battle, like Yang Chu to surrender, which, you know, depending on where we go in the level, we'll see. On 212, Cao Cao returned to Yi, or Ye, to garrison in Chang'an. Xiahou Yuan held the appointment of acting general who protects the army at the time. He defeated a group of bandits, led by Liu Xiong, and forced him to surrender. He besieged Lan Jing, an ally of Han Sui and Ma Chao in Hu County, and defeated and killed Liang Jing. In recognition of his contributions, the Han Imperial Court enfeoffed him as the Marquis of Bochang Village. And there's so much more, because, you know, multiple battles occurred, you know, going westward year after year, time after time. So we'll see if we recognize any of the names here, and, you know, I'll try to clean it up afterwards. Let's switch our model and our weapon. In 213, Ma Chao would besiege Wei Kang, the provincial capital Ji, or Jichong. Xiahou Yuan wanted to lead reinforcements to help Wei Kang.
Xu Zhu and I will cross the Yellow River and strike their rear.
He wanted to lead reinforcements, but was too late.
Though I have defeated many of the regional lords of Guanzhong, those remaining shall definitely cause us problems when we attempt to take the land. We must dispose of them now, while we still can.
And that is pretty much what did happen. Like I was saying, before the battle began, there were multiple, you know, 211, Battle of Tong Pass, 212, returning to Ye, 213, Ma Chao is still out there sieging somewhere, 214, Zhao Chu and Yi Feng were forced to submit to Ma Chao. There is a lot that went on in these campaigns westward. I don't know if there's going to be a second part to this battle. I don't know if
our forthcoming strategy should be easier to develop. Let us continue on the path to unifying the land beneath our rule.
I don't know if Xiahou Yuan is going to have 5 or 6 battles, because some of them do, some of them don't. But I'll keep on reading. Ma Chao retreated to Hanzhong Commandery, where he borrowed troops from the warlord Zhang Lu, and returned to attack Jiang Zhu and his allies at Mount Qi. Zhang Zhu sent a messenger to Chang'an to request for reinforcements. Xiahou Yuan and the officers in Chang'an held a meeting on whether to help Zhang Zhu and his allies or not. Many of the officers thought that they should wait for orders from Cao Cao before making a move. However, Xiahou Yuan had a different opinion and said, "Our lord is 4,000 li away in Ye. By the time he receives our report, Zhang Zhu and his allies are done for. Therefore, it is imperative that we send reinforcements immediately." He appointed Zhang He to lead 5,000 infantry and cavalry as the vanguard and head towards Mount Qi via a narrow pass at Chenkang, while he supervised the supply train and followed behind with another army. When Zhang He's 5,000-strong army reached the Wei River, Ma Chao sent a few thousand Di and Qiang horsemen to resist the enemy, but later called a retreat for both sides could engage in battle. Or before both sides could engage in battle. Zhang He advanced further and seized military equipment left behind by their forces. When Xiahou Yuan's army arrived, most of the counties in Liang province had been pacified. After the victory, Xiahou Yuan prepared for an offensive against Ma Chao's ally, Han Sui, who was the last person we had to take out in this battle, who retreated when he heard of Xiahou Yuan's approach. Xiahou Yuan captured Han Sui's food supplies and pursued him to Luoyang County. Han Sui had set up a base some 20 li away from Xiahou Yuan's position, so Xiahou Yuan's subordinates urged their general to attack either Han Sui or the Di tribes. Xiahou Yuan chose neither, as he knew that Han Sui's troops were well prepared for battle and that Jingguo's fortifications were strong. Instead, he planned to attack the Qiang tribes in Changli. He pointed out that many of the Han Sui's soldiers were Qiang tribesmen from Changli, so they would return to save their home if they heard that Changli was under attack. If Han Sui's troops decided to hold their current position, they would be isolated. If they came to defend Changli, Xiahou Yuan's forces would be able to engage them in battle. Xiahou Yuan then ordered his subordinates to guard their supplies and heavy equipment, while he led a unit of lightly armed infantry and cavalry to raid Changli, burning down many Qiang camps and killing many people. As Xiahou Yuan expected, the Qiang tribesmen in Han Sui's army returned to Changli and encountered Xiahou Yuan's army. Xiahou Yuan's men were fearful when he saw Han Sui's larger army, so they proposed setting up camps and defensive structures before fighting the enemy. However, Xiahou Yuan said, "We've traveled over a long distance. Our troops will be worn out by the time they finish erecting these defensive structures and won't have any energy left to fight the enemy. The enemy may have superiority in numbers, but they are easy to deal with." He then launched an attack on Han Sui's forces and scored a major victory over the enemy, capturing their flags and banners. After that, he returned to Luoyang County and laid siege on Jingguo. The Di chieftains in Jingguo fled to join Ma Chao while the others surrendered. Xiahou Yuan also attacked some Xiongnu encampments at Gaoping and drove them away, captured their supplies and livestock. The Han Imperial Court authorized him to oversee the affairs in the region. During the Liang Province Rebellion in the 180s, that was a little bit of the past, Song Jian declared himself king of the river source who pacifies Han. After Xiahou Yuan pacified Liang, Cao Cao ordered him to attack Song Jian. Xiahou Yuan besieged Fuhan, conquered the county within months, and captured and executed Song Jian and all of his followers. He also sent Zhang He to force the other Qiang tribes in the region to surrender. By 215, most of western China had been pacified and submitted to Cao Cao's control. Cao Cao wrote an order to praise Xiahou Yuan. Song Jian had been causing trouble for over 30 years. Xiahou Yuan eliminated him in one movement and made an unprecedented achievement. Confucius once said, "I cannot do as well as you." So a lot of involvement in these campaigns westward for Xiahou Yuan, probably where he had most of his exploits.
After taking care of those punks at Tong Gate, I realized that the land was divided into three between us, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because our lord will be the last one standing. I guess Liu Bei isn't aware of this yet because the fool's coming to attack me at Mount Dingjun. Ah, these guys are so hopeless. Xiahou Yuan will teach that Liu Bei a thing or two. I'll make sure that this battle will be his last.
Oh, that's a death flag, if we know anything about these anime character types.
Our forces will hereby engage Liu Bei at Mount Dingjun, since Mount Tiandang is already in their hands. This battle will determine who will ultimately control Guanzhong. Xiahou Yuan, you are in charge of defending Hanzhong. Liu Bei is sure to attack you at the main camp. I want you to hold him off. I expect you to live up to your namesake and prove your valor on the battlefield. If we win this battle, the land will be ours in no time.
So this, as we saw in a previous episode, this is where Xiahou Yuan will die in battle. In 216, the Han Imperial Court awarded Xiahou Yuan with an additional 300 taxable households in his marquis state, bringing the total number to 800. Subsequently, Xiahou Yuan led an attack on the Di and Qiang tribes of Wu Du, capturing over 100,000 hu of grain. When Cao Cao led his forces to attack the warlord Zhang Lu in Hanzhong Commandery, Xiahou Yuan led all the military officers and nobles in Liang province to meet Cao Cao at Shu village. Qiang and tribal chieftains were fearful of Xiahou Yuan whenever they attended meetings with Cao Cao. I don't remember if that battle, the Hanzhong Commandery battle against Zhang Lu, I don't remember if that's in this game or not, but, you know, that could have been another battle that we could have done, maybe, I don't know. Zhang Lu surrendered to Cao Cao after his defeat at the Battle of Yangping. Xiahou Yuan was appointed acting protector general and was ordered to pacify Ba Commandery with the aid of Zhang He and Zhu Huang. It's kind of funny that Xiahou Yuan and Zhang He are constantly in battles together, seemingly. They probably could have played up the friendship angle between them in this game, but I think they do in future games. Cao Cao later returned to Ye and left Xiahou Yuan and others behind to defend the newly conquered Hanzhong Commandery. Xiahou Yuan was appointed general who attacks the west. In 217, Cao Cao's rival Liu Bei, who had taken over Yi, in 215 launched a campaign to wrestle control of Hanzhong from Cao Cao. When Liu Bei's forces reached Yangping Pass, Xiahou Yuan led his men to resist the enemy, and both sides were locked in a stalemate for nearly a year. And that's where we'll pick it up.
Excuse me, General, what are you doing?
Oh, just returning a greeting. Yeah! Anytime, pal. So, shall we get started then? Stay put! Hold out until our master comes!
We managed to come out on top in the Battle of Hanzhong. Xiahou Yuan, you performed exceptionally well in this battle. I knew I could count on you to fight so bravely. The might of your bow weakened Shu and has also struck fear into Wu. Next, I ask that you set your sights on the whole land. I am certain that you can easily hit your target.
So as we know, he is supposed to die here. One night in February of March 219, Liu Bei set fire to the barbed fences around Xiahou Yuan's camp, so Xiahou Yuan sent Zhang He to defend the eastern part of the camp, while he personally led a lightly armed force to guard the south. Zhang He attacked Liu Bei when the latter taunted him, but he failed to overcome the enemy. Xiahou Yuan then sent a fraction of his own troops to help Zhang He. Liu Bei's general Huang Zhong launched a fierce assault on Xiahou Yuan, even though his men had less battle experience than Xiahou Yuan's troops. Xiahou Yuan was killed in action.
It was during the final days of the year 200 AD when the Han Dynasty saw its end. Its demise ushered in a new era of chaos, brought on by several regional lords vying to rule China. There were those who sought absolute power, as well as those who fought for justice, and some simply fought for the sake of their beliefs. Many would rise and fall in their attempts to dominate the land. Xiahou Yuan was an expert in the martial arts, especially archery. He was also good at strategy and known for his surprise attacks. It was said that he could move troops at an amazing speed, 500 leagues in 3 days, and 1,000 in 6. He rushed to join his relatives Cao Cao and Xiahou Dun when he heard they were raising an army. He contributed tremendously to Cao Cao's ambitions in expanding his territory. After advancing into the Central Plains, Cao Cao also decided to invade Hangzhou, where he placed Xiahou Yuan and Zhang He in charge of its defense. There, he successfully fought off Liu Bei's army, forcing Liu Bei himself to join the battle. In 219 AD, Liu Bei advanced his troops toward Mount Dingjun, and the battle for the most important strategic location began. Xiahou Yuan faced a life-threatening attack from the elderly Huang Zhang, who charged down on him from a nearby mountain. Xiahou Yuan struggled against the devastating attack, but did not give up. Fighting off the attack as best he could, reinforcements sent by Cao Cao arrived just in time. The victory at this battle gave Wei enough momentum, and the land soon became theirs. In this new world of peace, Xiahou Yuan would begin to live a new life, no longer marred by the chaos. These tales, long forgotten in the flows of time, are about the legends of which no one can recall.
I kinda don't like that they don't kill any of the characters you play as, because, I mean, it's natural that, you know, they're at war, they're gonna die, and in other battles you see from other perspectives like, oh, he actually dies in this battle, oh, this guy dies in that battle, and so on and so forth. So I would have appreciated it if at least there was a cutscene after, because, I mean, they do it in future games, and I don't know if they'll do it in this one, but one thing comes to mind, where Sun Ce, for his story, they have him sieging a castle, and at the end of the battle, he gets shot and dies, and the rest of the army panics and flees. I mean, that's not how it happened in real life, but at the very least, in a future Dynasty Warriors, they do that kind of thing. I don't remember if they do that in this one, but that is something I do appreciate about the later Dynasty Warriors, is you get to play as the character, like, in the battle where they die, kind of thing. But the thing I don't like about the later Dynasty Warriors, and the reason why I'm playing this one, is because you play through each individual character's storyline. Because in the future ones, you just play through the continuous story of the kingdom. So, like, in one battle, you'll play as Zhang Liao at the Battle of Hefei, but in the next battle, you'll play as, like, Cao Ren at the Battle of Fang Castle or something like that. So it's cool that they let you experience, like, this is their battle, but I would appreciate a little bit of lead up and build up and characterization of them, which is why I like this game, because a couple of the characters have individual cutscenes together that, although didn't happen and were exaggerated, it gives them a little bit more life, you know? So for Xiahou Yuan, at least, they wrote him to be a wacky and interesting character. We unlocked Cao Cao. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier.
So, Zheng He, you up for a little hunt?
General, whether it's war or not, never put down your bow.
I could never live with myself if I ever lost my touch. How disappointing that would be to all who've died by my arrows.
He did not put his heart into that final line right there. But that was indeed the story of Xiahou Yuan. Died in the Battle of Mount Dingjun. He was granted the title Marquis Min posthumously. part of his family too. Xiahou Yuan's spouse was a younger sister of one of Cao Cao's wives. So Cao Cao was like, what would that be? Let's see, a father-in-law? Kind of? Because it's sister of one of, no, sister of one of Cao Cao's wives. I thought daughter. So, like, brother-in-law, in-law? Xiahou Yuan's eldest son, Xiahou Hong, married a daughter of Cao Cao's younger brother. Marquis I of Haiyang. Cao Cao favored Xiahou Hong, who inherited his father's title, Marquis of Bochang Village. His Marquis title was later changed to Marquis of Anning Village. Xiahou Yuan's second son, Xiahou Ba, served as a military general in the state of Cao Wei. He defected to Wei's rival state, Shu Han, after the regent Sima Yi seized power from his co-regent, Cao Shuang, and became the de facto ruler of Wei. And that's, again, another thing that happens in the later games, is you actually get to play through Sima Yi rising to power and uniting China under his family's rule. And I do remember Xiahou He, or not Xiahou He, Xiahou Ba being another playable character, and that being his story when, you know, Sima Yi rose to power. He defected because that was no longer, you know, the kingdom of his family. So, you know, it gets a little bit deeper than what we see here, but again, I like the format that I've been doing for these videos and streams, and it's been a lot of fun. Let's see, upcoming this week, the characters we're going to be playing as, we went to Wei. Now it is, I forget, was I doing Wei Wu Shu or Wei Shu Wu? I think I did, yeah, I did Wei Shu, then Wu. So we'll go back to Shu as Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang being very famous in lore, very famous in his own right for a lot of strategies that he coined. And later in the week, next Sunday, we did Tai Shi Ci. After that is going to be Lady Sun, Sun Shang Jian. My sister's favorite character when we would play this game together. So, two very big and important characters coming later this week. We'll see the story of Zhuge Liang, the 3 visits from Liu Bei, the empty fort strategy perhaps, and a lot more. A legendary strategist known as the Sleeping Dragon. With his calm and pragmatic nature, his strategies laid the foundation for Shu, and that is very, very true. Big character, big personality, big name, and that'll be happening this coming Thursday. No, Wednesday. No, Thursday. Thursday.